Welcome back to Sportix Radar and to another episode of Derby Stories, where we explore the most intense rivalries in all of sports. Today we are heading straight into the heart of Greece, to a rivalry that literally splits a city in two, by color, by class, and by a century of pure, unfiltered animosity. This isn't just any football match. This is the one they call the Derby of the Eternal Enemies, Olympiacos versus Panathinaikos.
You see, this is so much more than 90 minutes of football. It's a fight for identity, for pride. You could say it's a battle for the very soul of Athens itself. This is a conflict where a single goal can send one half of the city into absolute ecstasy, while the other half is plunged into despair. It's a war, all right? One that's fought on a field of grass, but its roots, they run deep into the concrete and the history of its home. To really, truly understand the fire behind this rivalry, we have to look way beyond the pitch. We've got to go back, right back to the beginning, to see how two clubs from the very same city grew to become symbols of two completely different worlds. And the divide couldn't be clearer. On one side, you've got Olympiacos, born in 1925 in the gritty, bustling industrial port of Piraeus. This was the club for the dock workers, the sailors, the factory hands, the working class. And then, on the other side, you have Panathinaikos. They were founded way back in 1908, representing the wealthy, educated, high society of Central Athens. They were the club of the establishment. So you see, this was never just about geography. It was a fundamental clash of social identity right from day one. And that is how the name was born, the Derby of the Eternal Enemies. It just perfectly captures a rivalry that's about so much more than just a sport. It's a living, breathing representation of the struggle between the proud working class of the port and the established elite of the city center. Every single match is just another chapter in this century-long social drama. So, with a foundation built on this deep social and cultural division, you can just imagine what happens when these two worlds collide on the football pitch. This historic animosity has turned the field into a battlefield, creating some of the most unforgettable moments in football history. The entire history of this derby is just punctuated by high drama. Back in the 1960s, Panathinaikos was dominant, even pulling off a legendary unbeaten season. But then, the 1980s saw violent clashes and the absolute horror of the Gate 7 disaster, where 21 fans tragically died in a stadium crush, an event that scarred Olympiacos forever. Then, in the late 90s and 2000s, the pendulum swung back, and Olympiacos reasserted their dominance, fueling the fire of this rivalry to scorching new heights.
An Olympiacos legend, Predrag Djordjevic, he once said something that just nails it. In these games, you don't just play for yourself or the club, you play for the history, for the people in the port, for their weekly pride. Can you feel the weight in those words? It's not just a game, it's a massive responsibility to an entire community. Score a winning goal in the derby, and you're a hero for life. Make a mistake, and you could become an outcast.
And oh, the memories, they are absolutely burned into the minds of the fans. I'm talking about last-second winners that literally decided championships. Unbelievable comebacks from 2 or even 3 goals down. There have been these epic celebrations designed just to taunt the opposition. And of course, controversial refereeing decisions that people are still arguing about in the cafes of Athens decades later. Every single one of these incidents is just another log on the fire of this eternal hatred.
Okay, so passion, history, and raw emotion are one thing, but let's be honest, bragging rights are often settled by cold, hard facts. So let's shift gears now. Let's move from the stories to the stats and see what the numbers have to say about this epic rivalry.
Right, when it comes to silverware, to actual trophies in the cabinet, Olympiacos holds a pretty significant lead in total domestic titles. Their dominance, especially since the mid-90s, has been a massive source of pride for their fans, and, you guessed it, a constant source of frustration for the Greens. So while every single derby is a battle, the long war for historical supremacy, well, it has a clear leader right now.
But what about when they face each other directly, head-to-head? Well, Olympiacos also leads in total wins there, but the rivalry has seen these long stretches of incredibly intense competition. And look at that high number of draws. That tells you just how fiercely fought these matches really are. On any given derby day, believe me, trophy counts and league standings mean absolutely nothing. All that matters is what happens in those 90 minutes.
But here's the thing. Players come and go.
trophies start to gather dust, the one constant, the true soul, the beating heart of this rivalry is found in the stands and on the streets. The real power of this derby lies with the hundreds of thousands of supporters who live and breathe for their club.
Just try to imagine walking into the Karaskakis Stadium or the Apostolos Nikolaidis Stadium on match day. The air is thick with smoke from flares. A deafening wall of sound from tens of thousands of fans just hits you like a physical force. The ground itself literally shakes beneath your feet. And the club anthems, they're roared with a passion that's part religious, part tribal. It is an atmosphere of pure, uncut intimidation, designed to lift the home side and completely crush the spirit of their eternal enemy.
And for the fans, this isn't just a 90-minute event. No way. It's an all-day ritual, a pilgrimage. It starts early in the morning, with everyone gathering in their local cafes and bars. Then come the organized marches. We're talking thousands of fans taking over the streets, chanting, lighting flares as they snake their way to the stadium. It's just a powerful, overwhelming display of unity, of identity, and of completely unwavering loyalty.
So as we've seen, this is not just a rivalry that stays inside the stadium walls. For those 90 minutes, a football match becomes the absolute center of the universe for an entire city, shaping its mood, its conversations, and its very identity.
I'm not exaggerating when I say the result on Sunday dictates the entire week ahead. A victory means you have bragging rights at work on Monday morning. It means you can walk through the city with your head held high. But a loss means a week of quiet frustration, of trying to avoid any and all conversations with rival fans. The Derby result just seeps into the social fabric of Athens in a way that very few things can.
So, it all comes down to this, doesn't it? After hearing the history, the passion, and the incredible stakes, everyone has to make a choice. So which side are you on? Are you with the working-class pride of Olympiacos, the Reds from the port? Or do you stand with the historic high society identity of Panathinaikos, the Greens from the capital? We genuinely want to know where you stand. So get down in the comments below and tell us your team. And what is your single most unforgettable Derby memory? And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of football's greatest rivalries, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more from SportX Radar.
And that leaves us with one final thought to ponder. In today's world of modern football, a world where big money and global brands often water down local passion, can a rivalry this pure, this deeply rooted in history and social identity, really survive? Or is the fire of the eternal enemies simply destined to burn forever?